Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Glenn.
Sure. Heavenly Father, we come before you this day, thanking you for the dawn of a new day, for each day in you is a day in joy. And so as we go about our business as Rotarians here in this meeting and throughout the course of the day and the coming weeks, be with us as we serve others. We also serve you. We thank you for all that we have. Be with all of us today and those who are on their way, maybe those who couldn't be with us. For we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, sir. Honey cut.
All right. Good morning, Rotary.
Good morning.
All right. Couple sweet
Wayne.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, Wayne.
Hey there. All right. That's good.
Hey, you tell Ms. Honeycutt good morning.
I did. Good morning, Mr. Honeycutt.
Good morning. Good morning. All right. We ready?
Doc.
First announcement. Okay. Jake's Fund. Now this is serious. Richard had to sell Jake's SUV. Seriously, sold it. Had to buy.
Poor Jake.
And poor Jake, he had to go down a level or so for something else, a van.
Yes, right.
All right. I mean, Jake is serious, needs some money, so be sure you put your money in. All right, that's the first thing.
Sucker bought that thing.
All right. Second item, Lynn, you have an announcement this morning.
Yes, I do.
Okay, would you make an announcement, please? Nick, the Daily Record.
In the
Yes.
Daily Record, some of the gentlemen
This
who
morning.
seen it this morning, there's a picture of the grandson signing his letter of intent to go to Wingate University. So that's, I think got a picture, it's even got a picture of me in there, so I'm sure he's gonna
Yeah.
charge me for it.
All right. You know, when you're giving your grandson up, this is a big one. I think his service above self. I would put $1 in there. Everybody, if you agree to this, his picture's here, his grandson is getting a scholarship. I think
Let me
it's
see it. Let me see a minute.
Yes, sir, right here.
Look at. I think he's wearing the same shirt. I don't think he's ever changed shirts yet.
It's a different shirt. It's a different shirt. It's different. I'll have to go pass this around. So
And those were bucket dollars. Bucket dollars.
Bucket dollars. All right. Now, the next item, we have again, Bill Lair is here, and when he walked in, he gave me $1. So, I mean, that's a reputation. I'm gonna return, Bill, we're glad to have you with us, but I'm gonna return this. I think I'll get it back in a minute.
That's not a reputation, that's fear.
All right. Now, there's no fines at this point. You gotta listen. All right, I brought something, we don't have as many, but I will tell you, this, and some of you seen the cherry thermometer. Okay, this is the inside thermometer. The company that makes the tube is no longer in business. That's in Brookhaven, Mississippi. I probably made 500 of these different companies with silk screens. Now, this goes up, all right, but we have to get $30. So if we don't get $30, then we put it back, we keep the money, and then we put it up again as a later date. So
What is this, the
$30 for this.
shadow or something?
Is that what we are raffling off here?
Yeah, that's it.
My
That's
question
it.
is, since that came from China.
There's no China in this.
Wait a minute, did it come clean of the neurovirus?
Well, there's a serious issue this morning. I was telling Rick, I heard on the news last night, they admitted a lady that was in China to Catawba Valley Regional Hospital, okay,
Really?
and possibly has the coronavirus. So that's what I heard. I'm not sure anything else.
That's just
Yes, sir. All right.
On those mercury tubes,
No, alcohol.
yeah, but check with the company in Statesville, they may have some.
Well, you have to have the index and you got to have the right
Yeah.
tube. I was, so anyway, this is, if any of you like to see it, I'll pass it around. You may look at it. So we have two.
25.
We have two people selling tickets. We have Bob Steiger.
Got so far.
25.
The 25.
We need
Gotta have 30.
Come on, so
Have 5 more, send
free
them.
tickets.
I knew you were holding out.
Free tickets.
You just made a sale, sir.
All right, now we're there.
Take her money.
Nice, isn't it?
It's 5
Feels
for
good.
5, right?
All right, Bill, there we go.
Only
It's 5 for
cheating.
3.
Now, The money goes into the funds.
How you got, what'd you say?
Bill, and you paid a ticket, yeah, $1.
Come from Dollar
We need
Tree.
$1, you can buy a ticket.
He just happens to have one.
Put that dollar back.
Just have to give the
He
money
gave that
back.
one away.
It says the Dollar Tree.
Yes, it's up there.
I think it's a board thing.
You did not say that.
Yeah, Tucker.
Okay, two
Wayne,
tickets.
Wayne, how's the tube held in the wood? Is it got?
Final adhesive acid.
The wood holes in there.
Duct tape.
It didn't
All right,
hold.
we have
It
tickets.
affects the.
Honey guy, look.
That's
All right.
quite good bit of.
All right, that's it. All right.
Next time you'll pay me $2.
Okay.
Has Wayne's World collapsed now?
Nope.
I mean, are
You
you?
gotta pull it, oh, pull it.
This was-
Are you finished?
Where you finished?
Wait, I've got an issue here. We've decided up here that only you would communicate a new email address by a piece of paper.
I thought it would be,
Available out there, but
I thought it would be easier to do it this way. So anyway, that's it. And you notice I have a new email address, so I make notation of that.
I didn't know Charter.net was still in business.
Yeah, they came to my house, I hope they are.
Oh, they came back?
Yeah.
They got everything up and running. Okay,
Oh, you're over.
All right, thanks, sir.
we'll put the call at the very end.
Yes.
Okay, a couple administrative matters. Those of you who attended Black Angels over Tuskegee that I found got buttonholed and asked some questions, and the question has been answered. We have a president-elect, and as soon as I take the shackles off, he'll be free to leave today. But, no, very graciously stepped up. Roger will be the president-elect. And he is fully enrolled, and we will be conducting his free pets training here, so. 4 more years.
Roger, like this.
Another administrative matter. Been buttonholing people about Jeff Horvath. If you don't remember him, he sat right there. Yeah, a couple times now. Would like to propose him, barring any further objections, to go ahead and enroll him.
Who is it? What we know about?
Okay,
We're recording the meeting.
yeah, we're recording this meeting.
He's retired. His wife has been working, works at CBCC. And, yeah, Wanda, yeah. And,
It's okay.
We don't need that.
It's okay.
Sorry.
well, I think that is the procedure, not if somebody does object, not that I can see it happening, then they should email.
Yeah,
outside
yeah.
of this.
Because I haven't had any
Nobody
objections
does.
up to this point. That's what I'm saying.
And if nobody does by next week, then I believe that was the procedure.
Yeah. Well,
that is a procedure.
it is
Thank
a
you.
procedure we have used, yes.
Thank you. All right.
Any other further questions? Okay, barring any negative thoughts in the ensuing 7 days, we will go ahead
And I am his sponsor.
Rick will be his sponsor. And I won't be here next week, so Roger will be shooting the video for the meeting. That's basically it.
All right, I'm going to pass a sheet around. For those of you who will be working the stand down, put your name down in T-shirt size. You do that for me, please. And I'll keep doing this until I get everybody, because not everybody's here
Yeah,
today.
speaking of T-shirts, Kenny has started on the graphics for our T-shirts. And as that progresses, I'll let you know and we'll get it back in here.
Rhino mentioned the play, Black Angels over Tuskegee. Steve, or anybody else who went, would you give us an update how it went?
I'd rather Ryan.
Sure.
Well, I can do a little bit, because I asked you to do it. I think it was an excellent play, and I have it was excellent, the play was excellent. But there was a couple sitting 2 seats in from me, and it was a serious play, it was excellent, everything was great, but they had their arms around each other and kissing and carrying on and making out doing the play.
In a play?
Yes. And I looked over and no, it was Steve and Sarah. Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
So I wasn't gonna bring it up.
Isn't it true?
In all honesty, it was an excellent play, and I asked, what I see, what was I talking to? But I asked the play, because I wanted to ask the actors how the play impacted them. And I got to ask 4 of the 7, I think. But I asked one guy, and he was from Chicago. He said, "Well, I'm not the one to tell you how real it's, because this guy's been doing it for 10 years." He said, "But for me, I didn't know this." And he said, "I did Jack Johnson play," and he said, "When I did that, I realized some stuff." And I listened to that. Then he said, "Ask the other guy." So I asked another guy, and he said, "Well," he said, "after I started, he said, I realized the stuff that needs to be told. I didn't know that this happened." And then I asked the other, and he's from, one's from Chicago, one was from somewhere up north. And then I asked one guy, and he said, "Well," he said, "You know," he said something. He said, "Now for us, he didn't know why. I didn't tell any of them where I was from until I finished talking to him." And then he said, the other guy said, "Well, you know, it's stuff that that we know. That, I know," he said, "but it's good to know that you get to play out so other people can see what really happened." He's from Mississippi. And then, after I told him I was from Alabama. And then the last guy was from Georgia or South Carolina, I think, I can't remember. And I asked him, and he said, "Yeah," he said, "it was good to get it out and get things out." And then somebody asked me the question, they said, "Well, I didn't know that any of the red tails or whatever they call died." I said, "Yes." He said, because the movie shows, and it depicts that the only one guy crashed, and he was blind and all that stuff. But that group and this group, they were different groups. And so he asked that question. It was interesting for me to go around and ask, because as I watched the play, I watched people as I watched the play, and I listened to people that talk. And for me, I already knew, like, this is like, my cousin went to Tuskegee. My uncle was a doctor. And he died right before he did his residency at Tuskegee Hospital. So, and I've been to Tuskegee, played football against Tuskegee, visited campus and all this stuff. So when you think about what you see Tuskegee's like this.
Yeah.
Little bitty place. And when they tell you a story about they stayed in the dorm and stuff, they're staying in a box. And but he was going to Maxwell Air Force Base. He was leaving. The guy was leaving, going on Maxwell Air Force Base, and they thought it was so great because based on the time, and it was interesting to hear and listen to people say about it. But I just thought that was because I wanted to see what people who didn't know, because to me I grew up in I that kind of thing, and so I just thought it was interesting, and I took it from
the colonel flight instructor in that play. I made some conclusions about him, and Bill has confirmed it. I didn't know that it was discussed. Maybe some of you guys heard that discussion, if it was given out. Anyhow, that was Dave Walker's dad.
They said that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they said it was their dad.
Yeah, that was before I got inside the auditorium, but I just drew the conclusion because of all the detail they had on the 332nd cover flight. They knew an awful lot about that in the content of that play that could only have come through his dad. Like he said, I was born there, I grew up there, and that's my life.
Dad doesn't mean Tuskegee.
Huh?
That means Montgomery.
No, he was born on base.
On base.
Was he?
Oh, yeah.
On Tuskegee Air Force Base.
Yes, he was born on base.
For him,
Oh,
Well, thank you. Sorry I missed it. I came down with a really bad infection. Not that there's ever a good infection. It laid me out for a week. But Steve, when is the trip to Alabama?
We leave on the 26th.
Okay. I hope when you come back, when we have an opening, you do a program for us
Absolutely.
on that.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your support.
Kenny's not here, so I don't have a shelter box update other than he has gotten a few items for the raffle.
Has he gotten the tickets yet?
No, I don't think so.
I thought I saw him sitting on
We
his
weren't,
desk.
we weren't selling
I
tickets.
thought I saw him on his desk yesterday. but He didn't want to do that yet until he gets the TV committed. He needs to get a TV committed. He's got two great gifts right now.
Yeah, that's mine.
Third one would
Why
like.
don't we just get the tickets out? We get the TV and we have to go buy one.
Well, that's what I told him, but anyhow, he'll be calling you and he'll be calling Austin because I know that you have thoughts on how we can best do that.
Okay.
All right,
So yeah, it'll be ready.
Bill, are you just visiting us, or are you here for a reason?
Other than this.
It's 38 days until we're gonna bag food again at St. Albans. And real quick, if I can, I'd just like to pass this around, because I don't think you've ever seen where your efforts have gone cumulatively over all the years. Let me have that back at the end. But, we bagged since 2013, and we bagged over 330,000 meals. We're gonna have 3 shifts. Beginning at 8:30 promptly, and I'm making everybody who's doing a presentation be brief, because I want people working and bagging by 9 o'clock. They'll end at 11, 11 to 1, and 1 to 3. Secondly, if you want to tear this off or do something, that is the website, the link that you have to use to register and contribute. I mean, you can give me a check, but Rise Against Hunger kind of prefers making your contribution online. If you are not comfortable with that, then if you want to write a check, I think that's great. But it's 32 cents a meal, 6 meals to a bag. It has not changed except the price in all the years we've been doing this. And since this club, finally, since this club did participate in Oktoberfest, thank you, those of you that did help, because that came out of nowhere and was a nice revenue stream. For us, it was a real shock. It helped the bottom line.
Same here.
But that's it. March 21st, St. Albans. Love to have you. Love to have your families, especially little ones that can hit the gong.
And when you go online to register, you can register for the time frame that you want to work. But if it's full, they'll let you know online.
Yeah, I told Gavin that so far I'm the only person signed up for the last shift, which is not going to be a good thing.
You're gonna be busy.
I am.
And if you've never done it, it's a very gratifying thing to do.
It helps to have Steve or Michael or somebody big and strong around to lift up those big bags of rice and whatever else there is, because I can't lift them up.
But if anybody decides to do it, look and see if Richard Tucker signed up anywhere near you. If he is, pick a different spot.
Absolutely.
Because he's the only one that throws bags of rice like footballs and they splatter everywhere.
Yeah. I know, only Tucker.
Yeah, leave you to bring up the past.
I have to thank Bill Blair, by the way, for those of you who don't know. My first assigned duty in this club was to be the representative for Stop Hunger Now. And I had to meet with Bob Stuber, who's the pastor out in Newton. And he chaired, Silver. He chaired Stop Hunger Now for years, and then I inherited it. And thank you, Lord, Bill Blair stepped up and he has shouldered it ever since.
We did it at First Presbyterian one time.
Oh, we've done it in
First you had
Newton, we've done
Methodist
it.
in Conover, I remember that.
Okay.
I remember
In the back.
yeah. I remember being in Valdez at the Old Rock School or something.
Before Bill took over, as I tired out, we had one year we didn't have it, because those of us who signed up here in Hickory went to Morganton and did it there. And then we got it straightened out.
I don't know what y'all are doing with Shelter Box, but changing hats, that's a wonderful thing.
It's coming.
That is a wonderful thing.
We're probably gonna sponsor 1 or 2 from here.
We're gonna raise money by raffling off some items. That's what we're talking about here. And that money's gonna purchase as many shelter boxes as we can.
Do you know about shelter kits?
Not familiar with that.
I wasn't either. real quickly, they have a separate item that they send to areas where the infrastructure, the buildings need work, and this is equipment, tools. It's a lesser cost, but it's not a tent and the water purification and the sleeping bags and all that stuff. It's more construction equipment kinds of things that they're using in alternatives. And now they're weather-related shelter boxes, so if they go to the Dominican Republic, it's a very lightweight tent. If they go to Finland or Iceland, they're really heavy equipment.
Yeah.
They've come a real long way.
Excellent.
It's like the 8th generation.
It's a good innovation. Super.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate you coming here.
My pleasure.
Two quick announcements that I want to have a short discussion on something. Next week, Ron Leach has the program. The following week, the 26th, we will be meeting at Road Tech. For those of you who can get out and want to go on a road trip, if road trips are not your thing, not a problem. Watch the video. But they probably won't let us take a video in there either. But it's located behind Clinksport. We'll talk about it more next week. And thanks to Bob Steiger for setting this up for us. Learned an awful lot on these things, and what's impressed me is, especially having gone through CVCC's workforce development building solutions, workforce solutions. When you see all the machines that they're learning how to use, and then you go to these businesses in Catawba County that are using those machines. Fascinating. It's a good way, as Dr. Hinshaw said when he came here a few weeks ago, that the trend is for people to stay and growing in the area. That's one way they can, because they go to the college, learn a great skill, and work right here in Catawba County and make good money doing it. So that's a great thing we've got going here.
She wants to make a report.
Sure.
No, you go ahead.
Financial report.
Richard was gonna do it.
We got money.
Next year.
There you go. Send it around.
That's a really good financial report. Thank you so much.
We got money.
As opposed to we don't got money.
That's right.
Don't laugh. In France, right, Wayne, in France, their federal law says that every publicly traded company has to have a financial report every year, okay? Michelin is so private, they meet at 5 minutes to midnight on the 31st of December, and the chairman of the board stands up and says, "We made money, meeting closed." And that's his official board meeting for the year.
Well, I hope you'll find that to be a little more.
More comprehensive.
We're solid.
Anybody here attend Viewmont Baptist by any chance? Okay. I've been trying to get over there. I just haven't forced myself to do it. I need to find out whether they own the property where that bus stop bench is. If they own the property, we can talk to them about upgrading that.
What bus stop is? Right out in front?
Out in front of Viewmont Baptist, right there.
That's city.
Across from Chick-fil-A.
That's city property.
The city owns that. Okay.
excellent.
All right.
It's right there at the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
That's city property.
Okay. That's all. I'll work with the city then and get their approval. All right.
Phil's gonna hand up.
Phil.
Dr. Choi sends a text to me saying she's on call this morning. She hates missing the meeting. She wanted to be sure and tell everybody how much she enjoyed the play.
Good.
Oh, super.
Great, thank you. In the interest of time, and in fact, I just don't feel like talking a whole lot right now. To be honest with you. We do need to have a discussion both in person, live, but also through messaging about fundraising ideas. Bill mentioned Rise Against Hunger, Oktoberfest, and we've already put a request in with the Downtown Association for us doing it again next year. But one of our concerns is where is the big main stage going to go now that that area is not the main stage anymore? So, and again, we have no guarantee that even ask us, because when they reached out to the Rotary clubs, once the Elks Lodge found out that they reached out to Rotary clubs, they wanted in. And they had a sort of a, not a firm approval, but sort of a nod that maybe next year they'd be the ones to do it. So there'll be competition, I think, for groups to try to get into it, but we got to request it early. Whether that means anything, I don't know, but we'll see. But my point is, it is not a guaranteed revenue stream for us for next fiscal year. And we just need to be thinking about suggestions and ideas. We will have the dance in October. We know we'll have that. But other than that, for 2020, 2021, for Roger's year, we need to be thinking about what can we do, and also, is there something we can do between now and June 30? We need to consider that as well.
Rick, we talked one time, and the reason I bring it up is because I heard they had one this past weekend. It was a lacrosse tournament.
We did talk about that, and
We talked about that.
where was the lacrosse tournament?
I don't know, and the only reason I knew is
It's
I
not
was
local.
Yeah,
Was local?
and all the hotels were filled. And the only way I know that was, I had a police lieutenant in my office yesterday, and he said they had about 25 car break-ins. And he said we had a lacrosse, and it triggered that we had talked about, we had a lacrosse tournament in town.
I
So-
talked to one of the officials who does this locally, and she was interested in it until I mentioned looking for a fundraising idea.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean she wasn't interested after that, but she was sort of looking on bringing people together, but not necessarily for somebody else to make money. And so I'll continue that discussion.
Well, I've been talking to Robert Bondage's wife. Their son Nick played, and he's off at Carolina now. But they're very supportive of us doing something, and I thought we were gonna come to the table at some point.
Yeah, and we mentioned that, and I think that would be a great thing, because it's not done in the area.
Right.
And I'll follow up with the ref. I've not been able to get a hold of the coach here. I've sent emails. I've not called. Other than that, and Bob, you gonna say something?
Yeah, I can invite Lisa.
Lisa?
Yeah, and maybe you can throw some questions at her. She's a nationally recognized coach for the lacrosse. She's one of the few in the country that does the big schools. She's in our backyard, so her husband's a doc.
He's a doctor.
Yeah, he used to be an ER.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Kevin?
Clark, thank you, Lisa Clark. And I'll see if she'll at least come answer the question.
Good, thank you, appreciate it. Linda?
You remember when we started the soccer tournaments? You know, every meeting, Lake Hickory, every meeting there was something about soccer. I got so sick and tired of soccer. But that became one of the major fundraisers for that.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's still going on.
It's our signature event, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, we started with 10, and I think when I left the club, they were up to like 100 or better that comes in once a year, and it's a major fundraiser. But it's something you got to keep on the radar.
Keep moving.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Lynn?
Just a question about the fundraising. When you get a new president, how much does the new president donate for our fundraising?
Well, actually,
Should we vote on that?
Actually, he's already donated.
I thought you were paying me a salary.
We're gonna double his though.
All right. Okay, and thanks, Bob. We do want to talk to Lisa.
I will.
And we'll keep this, because that could become, if we get it done right, it could become a signature event. We just got to protect the cars.
You know, and you can also look at other areas too, like wrestling tournaments. Fruit.
He wants free.
And expel him from the club. It's free.
What's up with that? You got a yellow one.
Wrestling tournaments, some other school,
Wrestling tournaments do not turn the money
they don't,
that a
lacrosse.
lacrosse or a soccer tournament, I mean,
Yeah. Not only that, you need a lot more physical space and,
Yeah.
and structure
And
to
it's all
conduct a
inside.
wrestling tournament.
over at the, what, Pepsi Field, there's 10 soccer fields. That probably easily be lacrosse fields right there in one place.
Sure.
And every school has a football field or two, you know, that in the area. I mean, and you'd probably be hosting it at the Pepsi Field, and then probably a lot would happen in Burke County, because I've done tournaments here, I've done basketball tournaments, and when I was doing basketball tournaments, the gymnasium was pricey here, the less price in Burke County, and Burke County's willing to work with you, and they had, so we may want to look at that. I'd like to be at the table when that takes place, because I've ref hundreds of soccer games, and so I've you know, and I've done a couple basketball tournaments, so I know a little bit.
Thank you, Don.
So,
I don't know how many of you actually get on DACDB or on the 7670 website. But if you go to District 70, you Google Rotary District 7670 homepage, and it will come up. And on the left-hand column, you will see an astounding list of district governor, district governor-elect, district governor-elect nominee, district governor-elect nominee designate, all with pictures, all with a commitment to serve, okay? We are cheating ourselves and we are weakening our club by not giving purposeful thought to who and how we will have the order of succession created. We need to give that thought. We need to get people, us, thinking about it so that we have willing and committed individuals in line to learn, do, and perform well at that job. It makes our club stronger. It makes us better Rotarians. So please give it a thought. I won't quit hammering on this. I don't want to have another day like we had this year when we're suddenly orphans. Okay? Please.
I totally agree with you, Bob. I
Thank you.
absolutely agree and support that process.
And we will work on that. But I would like some thoughts on what will we call each position. We got president, president-elect.
Right.
You know, just think of other terms.
If you get more conversant with DACDB, you'll find out the names are in there.
I can use that's fine.
There's a list of 100 potential offices. I'm trying to get them to put a new one. By the way, I'm trying to get them to put one in. Diversity and Equity Inclusion Chair for clubs. And Tiffany said she intends to see that position added to the roster of available champions.
I remember once Bob gave us a little tutorial on DACDB.
Yeah.
My eyes glazed over about halfway through. That didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Right? However, after he worked with me, it really is not that hard to navigate. Once you get in the first time and you put in your name and your ID number, which is off your magazine, you're in forever. Every time you punch it up, it's there. You don't have to resubmit passwords, all that kind of
And
stuff.
you tell your search program, remember me.
Yeah,
and then it'll dial the phone
it's
for you.
interesting. Y'all's pictures are on there for the most part. Information about each person, and it's good stuff. Get a chance to.
I got to tell you, I got a surprise with this event because after Roger said yes, I went in and killed the assignment of the current president-elect, added the new president-elect, and I said, well, at least it's in. I went back, reopened the club homepage, and there's the president-elect with his picture on the homepage already. I mean, it's that thorough.
Any other announcements or questions?
Only if you have a smartphone. There's a DAC-DB mobile.
Yeah.
Now, I can't get on the internet here for some strange reason, but it is so easy.
I've got
I
it.
mean,
I don't have, thank you, I don't have an app on my phone after all. But the only one I don't have.
There are a couple apps you can put on your phone. If you travel and you want to find another club, there is an app called Club Locator. It'll tell you where, when, and how to meet, and even send a message, I'm coming. And their secretary will come you back, you know. There is DAC-DB, and there is a third search program that not many of us use. It's for district administration.
Thanks, Ron. Any other issues or concerns before we raffle off the thermometer?
Rick,
Okay.
did you say we were gonna have that half-day retreat at some point in the near future?
Yeah, we most definitely, because you took the words out of my mouth. Did talk about fundraising, that's a good place to do, to finalize that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't look at a date, my Saturdays are booked for a little bit, but with your place, if that's all right? Sure. Okay. All right, Phil.
Okay, so
Somebody.
I'm gonna shake it up.
Yeah.
Take it up, take it
And
up.
I'll let you take.
Shake a tail, Phil.
Okay, you decide.
Are you in? Yeah, how come the guys, the guys selling tickets,
rigged.
we're not in there?
Uh-oh, here we go.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Oh, gosh, here we go. Bob Steiger.
That's mine.
Where's his ticket? Don't let him read his ticket.
Last three numbers are 432.
Just missed it by 20.
Good job.
It's going out of our district.
It's leaving the club.
That ain't right, y'all.
Yeah, right.
That was great.
just by the way,
Congratulations. All of your fines have been held back to you.
Can I offer one
One more thing.
more bit of information? Part of what Roger didn't get in on because of his late arrival was pre-pets. Spoke with the district governor-elect. I will be conducting his pre-pets training here. And what came out of that agreement for me was there are a number of initiatives underway now for different kinds of clubs. You know, we've seen the community interact, and we've seen da-da-da-da-da. Anyhow, one of the things that has shown up is there is a club to the west in Iowa, I believe, that is a club of all military veterans. It's almost like a club fellowship, okay? We've discussed that, and I would like to propose that we consider creating a Veterans E-Club of Hickory Sunrise. In other words, we can let the Veterans Helping Veterans group in on our activities, our service events, through our videos, and structure them so that we have a reserve of manpower and interest that has a common thread through the club. So I'd like to propose that we pursue the idea of a Veterans E-Club.
Is that something we could discuss at the retreat?
Absolutely, absolutely, because we'll lay some more
We'll talk a little
groundwork
more
between
about
now and then.
As far as the logistics that would go with that.
Yeah.
Do they pay dues and all the things
Yeah.
that go with?
Hadn't anticipated at this point, simply want to give them a chance to have a fellowship, the equivalent of a Rotary fellowship, and not make it dues bearing at this point.
So we
But
have,
it's a natural ground to pull in members of those. who are
And our group,
truly-
I mean, the group already exists. It's just a matter of logistics and what we have to do about it. But,
and we have five people, what was that thing?
Yeah, we've got a colonel right here already, a nugget.
Okay, anything else?
Except for those Navy guys, you have to allow.
Has anybody talked to Jim? Has he had his surgery?
He had his surgery, came home that night,
Okay.
is walking gingerly, but he's okay. He's all right.
Great.
Amen.
Okay, Steve.
Of the things we
Think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
will it be beneficial to all concerned. Well, have a good week.
And by the stand there, you mentioned, should I start?